All right, it's day 2. I'm here with Bennett the Sage and Gavin Green. And I just met up with these guys in the media hospitality suite, and I thought I would ask them. You guys went to the Microsoft keynote or whatever you want to call it, and you went to the Nintendo one. You probably both went to Nintendo, right?
Yeah, and Sony.
Oh, so you went. Oh, so you covered all 3. You guys are much better at this than I am. No kidding. So honestly, those were the big 3. And what do you think? What impressed you most? What disappointed you most? I remember following some of you guys on Twitter. With various degrees of underwhelmment.
I could definitely say the one thing that stood out for me was definitely the Microsoft Con, and not for anything no gaming or technology that they brought, but rather what they had the actors do, the little child actors. Come on, do it with me, Gavin. Sorry.
I think it was after the Connect Disneyland Adventures, the simulated family, the 2 kids after they were doing the Alice in Wonderland demo where they were rolling around on the hamster balls, just turned to each other with the most obnoxious kid voices and went like, fist bump. And 500 people in the audience just started squirming and wouldn't stop throughout the rest of the conference. It was very bad.
Now, I remember seeing it. Somebody posted several GIFs on the internet. Was that, like, apparently of the children doing this? I also remember there was somebody doing, like, the item get pose. And I don't know. So there were so many little classic GIFs out of that. Nothing really as glaring as the kind of the really bad Sony press conference to the $599 thing, giant enemy crab. But that's what impressed you most was the psycho kid actors.
Sony did have a kind of like a moment when they said that their upcoming PS Vita was going to be AT&T only. It was going to be an exclusive AT&T for their 3G networking capabilities, and you could just hear this wave of groaning throughout the audience. And I'm not quite sure if Sony was going to, audio that out, just going to take that out of there when they broadcasted it on G4. So
that's actually kind of shocking because I just got out of AT&T. It was like an abusive pimp. I'm on Sprint now, and I'm much happier. Trust me. So I think even though people were kind of down on the other 2, or at least more excited about Nintendo because at least Nintendo had a new console to announce.
Oh, yes. The Wii U. Mm-hmm. The Wii U. And when I first heard that name, one thought brought to mind. That sound that one character made in Kung Pao Enter the Fist constantly. Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U. That's it. That's going to be the running internet joke for that console for the next 2 years.
What really brought you guys here? I mean, aside from the conventions, aside from the major announcements, like what was the one game that you came here and you really wanted to see?
Oh, God. Start with Ben. I have no idea.
Okay.
Well, the one game I actually wanted to find out more about the PS Vita, see if they were going to repeat the same mistakes as the 3DS did. First of all, they met their price, so, Sony's history of overcharging for their consoles, that's out of mind. And they have a...
Hang on. What mistakes did Nintendo make?
Like when they released the 3DS, what was the software library that came out?
That's true. About a half dozen games and Street Fighter.
And Street Fighter. And unfortunately, they didn't. They showed a bunch of software that they made. They showed a bunch of software, that's lining up, but they didn't say what the release date was. So we don't know if everything we saw is going to be launch date. Is it just going to be further down the road or whatever? And I was left disappointed by that.
Yeah, I tell you what that was I think they wanted to get the 3DS out for the next shows, but they didn't have the library to back it up, so they just they got together what they could and launched it. And just now, Nintendo's really getting serious about the 3DS launch library, basically, the year after. But yeah, Nintendo, that's the big thing for Nintendo is they've got at least 20 3DS titles. There's a lot.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna check them out today.
At the Nintendo conference, I was sitting next to a pretty huge Nintendo fanboy, and he could not stop exasperating over what he saw. He got excited over Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS.
Did you finally think about what you wanted to see here?
Yeah, I wanted to see Witcher 2 running on 360 hardware. I wanted to see Skyrim, and I wanted to see Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
I saw Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That one, I'm not even a fighter fan, and that game looks really good, but what's going to be really interesting to see about that one is fighter games are very, I don't want to say snobbish, they're very protective.
Yes.
Protective of the games they love. And I think the fascination with Street Fighter Cross Tekken is borderlines on people are already kind of psyched up to be pissed off about it. Like they're already like when I screamed betrayal at XCOM.
Yeah.
I think people are already screaming betrayal at even the notion that people are thinking that one could cross over Street Fighter and Tekken.
Yeah.
So I saw it, and I'll show you footage from it because I actually got a press kit, and I got I'm going to try to get an interview with some of those guys. Those guys are booked up like crazy, but I'm going to try. But it seems to play a lot more like a Street Fighter game than a Tekken game. I mean, it just does. With the art style, it looks a lot more like it just does not look like a Tekken game. But it's like basically if you took the Tekken characters and did a Street Fighter makeover of them. It plays a lot more like that. Now, what I didn't see, and I don't know if it was just the players I saw, is I don't know if they ever gave the Tekken characters any kind of powers, like, the Hadoukens and stuff like that. They gave them, like, speed combos and stuff. I saw that Hwoarang guy. So he has, like, these machine gun kicks and stuff like that, but he didn't throw any, like, Hadoukens out of his feet, which would have been kind of funny.
Kazuya has the I-beam.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very special move, but Tekken doesn't really have special moves. I guess they're just going to focus more on a close combat and grappling game.
I mean, I can see why Tekken players are so protective of the no powers thing. I mean, it is really much more grounded in reality. After all, I mean, who doesn't believe for a fact that a kangaroo can wear boxing gloves and team up with a giant panda and kill people?
That's just facts.
It's just utter fact. Actually, no, I hate to break this up, but I think we're about to go.
Sounds like it's time to go. The show's open. We got to roll. Yeah, have fun, guys.